From the valley of the jolly, ho, 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 green giant, good things from the garden, garden in the valley, valley of the jolly green giant. Summer green, snapped and fresh, kitchen sliced to taste their best. Tender beans are coming from the valley, from the valley.
These green giant green beans start from special seed and grow into these tender, thick meat beauties. Then they're kitchen sliced at an angle to bring out all their flavor and freshness. Taste the difference yourself. Try Green Giant brand kitchen sliced beans. And if you prefer, you can get the Green Giant's French-style beans, too.
Good things from the garden, garden in the valley, valley of the jolly, ho, 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 green giant.
Yes, indeed, the Green Giant. We're back again, Groovy Archives. Hey, hey. Looks like we have one or two people. Looks like we've got the concurrent viewers of 3. So hopefully some more people will be coming along shortly or in a little while, or we'll watch this later. And of course, that was the fun thing about Facebook Live stuff, is that it is available online. So you can go back and watch all the old shows. This one is a bit of a white elephant because this is all the miscellaneous stuff, the kitchen sink stuff that couldn't sort of generate an entire show. And so I've crammed like 3 things that can't do an entire show into one show. So we'll see if we can get this all done in one show itself, because it's a lot of stuff. Basically, it's fruits, vegetables, peanut butter, a little bit of jelly, some soap, household stuff, and then we're gonna finish it up with dog and cat food. Which dog and cat food's actually, it's a great category. It's not a category I've concentrated on a lot, but it's a great category. And we just started with the Green Giant, and here is kind of what I've found as the nicest Green Giant can I've ever found. It's this unused can. So I had a nice label, an earlier label, but this is the Giant of my childhood. And the cool thing is, boom, on the top they have a printed litho a little bit that says to open the other end so that the asparagus aren't as messed up. Green Giant. And I have lots of Green Giant ads. I used to have lots of Green Giant premiums. I don't have any as more as I used to. This is also another one of my favorite pieces. This is from the Florida Citrus Board, Florida Citrus Commission, and these are the kind of things that they would send out to stores to, support citrus and vitamin C. And this one is just great because it has this whole vegetable band, doing fruit and vegetable band, and it's just, oh my god, the art on this is just great. Look at all those cool kids on the side. Yes, citrus. Everybody has C's. Yeah, this is one of those things that should be in a frame on a wall. It is not. And then there's, you see a lot of other. They made a lot of these kind of posters. Usually, like this one's interesting, but not as interesting as the band one. And I think I did a lot of the displays on the display day. This is a cool little box. Let me put this together real quick. I should have put this together before I started the show, but I didn't think of it. Green General asparagus from California. So this is just a little dump box, and there would have been a little thing of asparagus in there, but it's got this great asparagus guy. I used to have a couple of nice pickle jars, which I must have gotten rid of those. Then you find cool stuff like this. Old potato bag. Got 2 of them. Because this kind of stuff sort of shows up in old farms and stuff, and so it sort of gets out there. Hey, Lisa H. This is an odd one. It's kind of fruit and vegetable. Onion rings. Mooring onion rings. With one of the weirdest characters ever. Really long legs, kind of stockings, big toes sticking out. Very Seussian. Fun. Popcorn, TV time popcorn, which was fun because it came with the butter and the popcorn ready to go. Even shows you how to make popcorn. We had one of those little air fryers where it'd blow it up and then spit it out when we were kids. This is neat. Small onions with cream sauce with this crazy little bird's eye bird, who I don't think I've ever seen him on anything else. Bird's eye vegetables. And this is the kind of thing you'd get from a refunder, and I'd be like, oh, look at that cool character. I'll keep that one because it's got a weird character. And a Jiffy Pop ripoff called Presto Pop. I have some Jiffy Pop lids. I guess they didn't make it out here. Maybe I'll try and find those when I do chips and whatnot. And we did the whole thing about Hunt's Snack Pack, and so one of the other lines from Snack Pack was a little fruit cup. And I mean, this is one of the most gorgeous of the snack packs. I mean, look at this. It's like this peach and kind of a light green and a plum. I mean, that's a color scheme, and unfortunately then we just went to pink with the stupid kid, and then we just went to blah, and this is the difference between design and not design. This is like wow, and then this is like merp 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 merp. Another little Green Giant label. This one's later, and as you can see, this one has the kite offer. And if you're a premium collector and you want to go look into Green Giant premiums, is a nearly endless thing. There's like, at one point I think I had 3 or 4 different kites. There's towels, there's blankets, there's multiple dolls. I hate corn. For the family, if your family hates corn but loves crisp French fries, try new I Hate Corn, the new way to get vegetable goodness. So this was, so it's potatoes mixed with dehydrated corn and dehydrated peas, and then you fry it up. I think they made a couple different of these I Hate products. You just gotta love a product that says I hate. Yeah, potato and corn recipe in French fry form. They actually sound really, really tasty. I'm a big proponent of corn. Heinz, which of course does the ketchup and all sorts of stuff, but their character was the aristocrat Tomato Man, and here he is. I found a 1939 World's Fair brochure for the Heinz Pavilion that had a picture of this guy back when I was in college, and that was one of the things that got me started collecting. And for a long time I wanted to be, the Heinz tomato guy. There isn't a lot of him, but this sign is kind of a really cool piece. 1960s probably. Little tiny shelf sign that would have just sat right below the ketchups. This is a weird one. You could spend a lifetime collecting can labels. Well, this one's interesting because it's the Luray Caverns, which is a cavern system, I think, in Virginia. Where is it? Luray brand. Yeah, Virginia. And so, undoubtedly, they canned up peaches and probably a lot of other things. Totally weird. Hey, V-Culture. Somebody asked about cranberries and ocean spray. This is a really early, at least from my collection, probably 60s, ocean spray label. And look at that design. Oh my God, bring this back. Put this back on your cans and jars and bottles. And then another one, Five Alive from Snowcrop. This was another one of those things in the refrigerated section as a concentrate. And I drank so much of this stuff. So it's really nice to have some little tiny remnant. Five Alive, if you're looking for it, there's a little remnant like this, and there's probably maybe, a family circle ad or something like that. I don't think I ever found a newspaper ad, but interesting product. What makes it special? I don't know. It's just a fruit punch concentrate, but man, I loved it as a kid, and of course I got excited when I found it. This is going to be an ad that leads me to talking about another thing that I ate when I was a kid. They made these Weight Watchers apple snacks, peach fruit snacks, cinnamon fruit snacks, strawberry fruit snacks, and they were just dehydrated apples. But I mean, look at these great packages. And once again, another thing that I've been looking for a million years, and I've never found one. Would love to find one, and you know they're pretty cute. Not the cutest things ever, but once again, didn't ever find one. Rice-A-Roni on the back. And then this was from Women's Day 1976, and there was a point at which I went through all the old newspapers I could find, all the old Women's Day. I would buy stacks and stacks of them and copiously go through them and hope that there was something interesting in there. And occasionally you'd find a really interesting ad like that. This is another bird's eye puzzle fun book with these weird fruit characters. And inside are all these... this guy. Actually, this guy's super cool. Look at that guy. It's almost Rick and Morty. Ho, pay you, ho, ho, ho! Man, I haven't looked at this one in a million years. I hate to sing. Stop making me sing, Dad. Oh, stupid guy. Broccoli ballerinas. Actually, I'm gonna keep this one out. I'm gonna take photos of this one because this is way nicer than I thought. The cover is like kind of but the interior is actually really nice. Fun stuff. Fruits and vegetables, of course, means carrot bags. Bugs, and of course, how could you not help but license Bugs Bunny to carrots? And of course, they, the Warner Brothers or whatever would be contacted by the Carrot Syndicate, and they would make these Bugs Bunny. And what are they going to pay? Maybe an extra half a cent to have Bugs Bunny, and as you can see, they did it for years and years. And this is 3J's Packaging LA. Oh, they're both 3J's. So who knows? Maybe it was just an LA thing. I don't remember. I'm not a big carrot guy. I mean, I'm okay with carrots, but and of course, if you don't want to pay for Bugs Bunny, you just make up a really highly sexualized female rabbit that can be there. And then this guy, who's super sad, just a really terrible mascot bunny. Ugh. This one, on the other hand, whoops, backwards. Western Pride carrots, and that's a very cool little cowboy kid. Once again, where's this at? Los Angeles, I guess. Maybe Los Angeles is where all the carrots came from. Let's see. Oh, here. Seemingly so. Here's a Snowboy. Snowboy Incorporated, Los Angeles, California, Texas, Phoenix. Maybe they just printed all the bags in Los Angeles. Oh, and another Bugs Bunny. Another Bugs Bunny. Because you can't have enough. Are these exactly the same? Yeah, these two are exactly the same. So I guess I have two exactly the same. Big Tate. Mashed potatoes. And that was Love the Cowboy Carrot Kid. Yeah, he is super cool. And that was the thing with this sort of stuff. When I collected more sort of generic things, I'd always like there to be some sort of character. French's Big Tate. He's just a dude with a bag of potatoes, ready to do potatoes. We just did Snowboy. Here's another Snowboy. Cranberries. This is like an unassembled box, so once again, probably some weird picker was digging around somewhere in Wisconsin and found, a stack of these and was like, okay. And this is a super cool box. Idaho Joe's Potato Pancake Mix. Those guys look like beans, but they're supposed to be potatoes. This is uncut. This was a guy showed up at our flea market. I think I had one on ice cream, the Pinocchio ice cream, and he had all these uncut boxes. And this was one of the coolest ones, with these cool little potato guys serving up themselves to be fed upon. Rapples, not exactly a fruit or vegetable, actually more like a candy, but it fits into fruits and vegetables, so why not? And once again, this was a thing I really wanted when I started collecting, and I actually found I have two of them now. just like there's such a difference when a character works just like a little better, you know. I mean, look at that Rapple guy versus the orange guy. The Rapple guy just is better. The arms are more functioning. You know, he's not wearing the weird gloves, which is a thing I always dislike. Now we're going to start moving into nuts and peanut butter. That was most of the fruits and vegetables. Colonel Brazil nut. This is a neat little sign, and he's a colonel, and it's Kernel, not colonel. Colonel Nut of Brazil, and this is, you can kind of see the transition from 40s, 50s, sort of off into 60s. This guy is definitely more of a creation of 1949 than he is 1956, or definitely by 1961. No one is making a character like this, and that's what I always find interesting, is that you can look at a lot of this stuff, or at least I can look at a lot of this stuff and just sort of go, this is probably from such and such a year. And is there any date on this? There's no date on this, but you learn to look at the fonts, and you're like, these are more 50s, late 40s fonts. It's 2-color. Back then it was more expensive to go full color. So they would, so they do like that. Just a couple jelly items. This one's super interesting. Welch's Mickey Mouse Clubhouse giveaway. Spectacular in-store promotion tied to the new Mickey Mouse Club. Here's what the full display, what they would want it to look like, which is they'd send the store one of these and then pile it on top of all the Welch's drinks. Probably could have done this on drinks too, but I thought this fit jelly a little more. And then they show you how to assemble the whole thing. And the fun thing about this this particular playhouse is they recycled this many times. This is pretty much what the Pals Playhouse is. And there's 2 or 3 other playhouses that they made through the years. And they were all sort of made by the same company. And they would use maybe the exact same tooling each time. But it's always interesting when you find stuff, because this would have been probably, 57 or something. 1957. And those other ones were into the 60s. And so the same ideas keep on churning up. Another little jelly piece. Welch's grape juice, and it's this little two-faced puppet in a bag. And I'm a big sucker for puppets, as you'll see in a second. And this is Captain Go-Go. I think it was a peanut butter premium. I have the coupon you could order this guy from, but of course didn't find it. But the coolest thing about this puppet is, man, he has been untouched. And it's like an Ideal puppet, Ideal Toys, which made lots of major toys, and he's really cool. And there's like 8 or 10 or 12 major advertising puppets. Probably more than that, but this was always a guy that I was on the lookout for, and so I think he popped up on eBay and just like such nice condition. He's always had a good place in my heart because he's so clean and nice. Good evening, Wilbur. How are you doing on the other side of the world? Now we'll just do some peanut butters. Here's a food club with a cool elephant, of course. Elephant being probably one of your most classic characters. And where's his? Topco, Skokie, Illinois. Topco. It's a really cool elephant. Really nice pared down design. This one's really cool. This little, I guess he's this is a squirrel. Kroger brand. And this is cool because it's a glass too. So you would have ate the peanut butter and then you'd have had a glass. And that was a lot of times, as a selling point, is, that becomes a glass that mom's like, oh, that's super cool. Jif with the Jiffaroo. And then a little Jiffaroo. Free sample. Like, oh my God, how do you give that out as a free sample? But the manufacturing wasn't that expensive. The glass wasn't that expensive. They could sort of get away with a lot of that stuff. Oh, and then the last one, this is a crunchy. So I had those. I think it's that. The blue is crunchy, and then the red is creamy, creamy. I love the old Jif jars. They're the best. The colors are great. The design's just, I mean, this is design. Blue, red, green. Boom. A yellow background. White. They don't even, I mean, what do they even do in the black pass? The black pass is just, I think his lines are dark blue. I think the only black pass is the peanut spread. That's not dark blue. It looks like it's all a near black. So there's a reason we respond to primary colors. It's real. Those colors are real. The spectrum is real. I don't know why I'm talking about the spectrum, but not the most dynamic. But if you really look at the Skippy label, it's like a Tom Sawyer white picket fence. It's really kind of and there it is repeated on there. It's a fence. And I mean, look at this design. Warm to soften, chill to harden, as with creamier butter. Skippy may pull away from the side of the jar and appear white. This is merely an airspace. So, good. I'm glad things are okay over there for you. I think Wilbur's in Hong Kong or Singapore. I think he's in Singapore. So, we think we have it bad, but man, lots of places in the world have it bad and have all sorts of, I mean, I think Wilbur, you're where the Chinese are trying to take over your country. That's heavy stuff. And there was a time in life where America would be standing resolutely against that kind of stuff. And now we're whatever we are. Hong Kong, okay. I can't keep, we're Americans, we're stupid. Goober and the Grape, I just hope you're okay. Smucker's Goober and the Grape, peanut butter and grape jelly. It was a fun one because they mixed the peanut butter and the jelly together. No lid on this one, sadly. No lid and crooked label. What are you gonna do? Man, we're just burning. I'm burning through this stuff. I can slow down a little. Because I had a lot of stuff. Still a lot to go. This is a fun one. This is Beverly Peanut Butter from, where's this from? San Francisco. And they have Sparky. Hong Kong's doing okay. Across the border to China is way better. Sadly, can't do anywhere else. Most borders closed. Man. But they had this cool little character, Sparky, who I think was a puppet. There may be puppet commercials, but this is one of the weirdest of all labels. If you look, he's got a space helmet, right? A circular space helmet. Google is up next. And it's made by cuts in the label. That's not printing. That is literally cuts in the label to make part of the image of the helmet. I have never seen anything else like this that I can think of. And it's just what a weird design idea. Because he's a little outer space boy. Yeah, very strange. So how is he eating meat? What? Kugel. With the googly eyes. Kugel is one of those super lovingly well-remembered products. How does he eat through the helmet? That's true too. I think there was chocolate, vanilla, and two more. Cinnamon. One other one. I can't think of it now. But of course, this was a thing that I wanted incredibly badly when I started collecting, and we maybe had it once or twice as a kid. I do remember what it tasted like. It was a little chemically, but it was kind of interesting. Um, the future of eating is through a helmet. Yes, it is. We're gonna all have to learn how to eat through helmets and masks and everything else eventually. But there's some other interesting Google things that have turned up lately. Some sales stuff and some folders and brochures and fun books and things. And it's go on the internet, go on Instagram. Jason has one of them. King Toys has one of them, and it's just interesting to see stuff. My mom does not remember us getting Google. Probably because we got it once, and I spooned out 2 things and ate it with a spoon, and then and then it never got touched again. Yeah, vanilla peanut butter spread actually sounds delicious. I'm a big so that's my Google. I also have the other really fun thing is I bought one of these at one point, and I opened it up, and there was the inner lining in there. I'm like, huh, that's interesting. And what it was, it actually had the Google eyes, and I think it says with the googly eyes. Of course, another thing I couldn't find. But it's always interesting when you open something and you get essentially a second little bit of, banana Kugel, yes. So it's banana, cinnamon, vanilla, chocolate. Banana. So peanut butter, at one point, we bought a huge collection of stuff that was from the Bell brand potato chips archives. It was like their scrapbooks that they'd saved at the company, and then the company went out of business, and one of the employees took it home, and then the employee died. And then it ends up at the flea market. But one of the most interesting, there was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of old potato chip bags unused. A bunch of other interesting stuff. But what was really kind of unique was all these peanut butter labels. So it was unused. There's some glue on it because it was probably in the scrapbook at one point. Luckily, a lot of this glue releases over time that they used, thankfully. But so Bell would make all this different peanut butter, and then they would just have all these different labels. So Alpha Beta would say, we need 200 cases of creamy and crunchy. And so they would just make the same exact peanut butter. So 20, 30 different brands, all the exact same product. The only difference is the label. But these are just super cool as supermarket things, like Alpha Beta peanut butter labels that I don't have to own the stupid jars, because jars, they're big and they're clunky, and to sort of have the thing all encapsulated in one little thing. Big Bear, which is packed for Big Bear Market, San Diego, California. I've never heard of Big Bear, never seen Big Bear, but maybe if somebody out there is a San Diego person. My brother lives in San Diego now. Maybe he doesn't know because maybe his husband does. I don't know. Let's see. Foods Co. Market, packed exclusively for Foods Co. Super cool. Banana Kugel. Oh yeah. This Ralph's one sadly is missing a little bit, but that's a really nice early Ralph's grocery. What is this one? This one is Food Giant, another market I've heard of but never been to. Penny Saver, the best for less peanut butter, and that's from Penny Saver Markets. Penny Saver Markets, and I mean, who knows? Maybe there were only 6 Penny Saver Markets in all of San Diego, but there you go. ABC, homogenized, ABC Market Corp. All Star, which is a Ralph's grocery thing. Oh, let's do some more. And that's the thing. These ones I got somewhere else, but really neat Laura Scutters, which is of course the chip maker. Here's an early Bell brand, which I think this one came from someplace else, not from the Bell brand archives, which is interesting. What does this say? Doherty's peanut butter, green, different, and as you can see, there is a consistency. There's another Doherty's, and we're not even close to being done. And then of course Bell brand had their own Bell brand. Who remembers Market Basket? I remember Market Basket. We had a Market Basket. These brands still exist. Most of these brands do not exist at all, because what they are is, since they are all sort of tied into the stores still make them. The stores still make them, but they just make just under their own brands now. So a lot of these stores are completely gone. You know, like I think we're down to like Kroger's and Pavilions. You know, this is packed for Buy and Save Markets, Vista, California. I've never heard of Buy and Save. You know, once again, and most of these are all Lucky Markets. They're all Southern California, San Diego. You already do. And then this is a little later Ralph's. And see, the Crunchy has a boy and the Creamy has a girl, and has this cool little pencil offer. I think these last couple, so that was all of those. This one's a squirrel peanut butter. Squirrels love nuts. Oh, peanut butter and jam. Wait. Oh, wait. Oh, look at this. This is the same as whatchamacallit. It's peanut butter and jam mixed together. Okay, so whatchamacallit. Goober and Grape isn't the only one that did that. I guess other people did it too. But we never got it, you know. Probably because, you know, we all, if you buy the peanut butter with the jelly already in there, everybody has to be happy with that jelly flavor. And I'm always mixing up my jelly flavors. I mean, I don't eat a lot of jelly anymore, but, you know, I would get raspberry one time. I'd get this. And that here we see Playground Peanut Butter Smooth. This is a later one. This is 70s. We got a UPC. But it's still cute. And then a couple little honey things to sort of round out. A couple little soupy honey labels. And there's a figural Subi honey container, which is very common for advertising collectors to like. So that was peanut butter. A nice trip down a peanut butter lane. Now we're gonna go into we're gonna start sort of with let me try to do soap, and then we'll go into other stuff that's sort of householdy related. You'll sort of see how this stuff sort of fits together. We're going to start with a premium, which is one of my favorite premiums of all time. This is an ivory soap little boat. It's a little vacuform boat on this thing. And then what you would do is you would put this on top of a bar of soap and then put it in the water. So you'd punch it out and then put the sail and the boat into the bar of soap. It's nuts. It's like kids. Sydney, Australia, we pretty much stuck craft brands. Yeah, a lot of craft stuff. They want they want you to put the bar of soap into the bathtub and then stick this boat on it and basically use up the bar of soap. So, you know, they're giving you a little 2-cent premium in hopes that you're going to waste your bar of soap in the bathtub, and it sits there and disappears. That's so funny. One of the most, shall we say, desirable or whatever memorable soaps was Fuzzy Wuzzy Circus Bath Soap. So what this thing was, I've got one right here. This was a little piece of soap, and then inside is a toy surprise. And also it grew fur. And see, so when it would get wet, there was something on there, and it would get furry, which, you know, in retrospect seems horrific to me. This is the display poster, which is pretty cool. But this is one of the original Fuzzy Wuzzy soaps, and this is one of those really classic products that. Oh yeah, there he is. Look at him look at his butt's all fuzzy, and this is like the monkey, still sealed in his bag. And somebody turned up some display boxes full of this stuff. Otherwise, we probably would have never seen these things. But, what a cool design. And I remember this from when I was a kid. And I can tell you this, we never had this. My mom would never buy us a stupid tiny piece of soap that has a little, and you knew the prize inside, was going to be just like the biggest piece of junk in the world. And then this is the header for the display box. I think I had the big display box at one point. I think I got rid of it because it was huge, or it's packed away somewhere. So another, so you get to this prize inside, and it would be like, a little plastic marble or something really dumb, and you'd be like, what huh? Thanks, guys. The next one's really neat. It's very similar to that thing. It's called Soap Prize from Dial. Willie the Whale. Floating fun soap once again, floating soap with the prize inside. They're trying to get you to these are all scams to try to get you to use up your soap. So that one was a whale. This one is a submarine, which looks a lot like a whale. I think I opened this one at one point. Yeah. And it's the soap inside is very generic. He doesn't have a face on it as I remember it. But still, really cool. And then inside, I opened one up because inside was there was a little coupon to mail away for a Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy wasn't very fuzzy, was he? And there's a little coupon inside where you could order a towel, which is really cool with a mermaid on it. And that's the third of them is Alvin the alligator. So that's all three. And I think these are the three they made. The whale's the coolest. But, once again, inside would have been a little prize, which would have been disappointing. And then the kids, they would probably never order it again. Or maybe they would. Prize inside the soap. Yeah, that's very silly. I love this little guy, Babbo Cleanser. A little guy made out of bubbles. Very cool. Labels. And as you can see, I don't have a million labels because most labels are pretty boring. The king of all bubble characters, of course, Mr. Bubble. This is a press and blow bubble thing, which was actually sold in stores. There's a nicer figural bank of him. There's tons and tons of boxes with him. Not a prize inside soup. Prize inside soap. Did I say soup? I might have said soup. But just a iconic character. Just a perfect little form. Perfect color. That pink just tells you everything you need to know. One of the other things that me and my buddy Steve used to really collect, he collected them, and I helped looking for them, was Krazy Foam. And they've made tons and tons of these. These are like the only three I have left because they're all kind of beat up. And, once again, you'd squeeze it, the soap would sort of expand. Once again, another product we never had as kids. We just had bar soap because, we didn't really need to make the bath into this big, exciting situation. But the design on these is really nice. Real cool 60s design. And they made licensed characters, the DC and Marvel superheroes, which are still pretty collectible. And some of the Krazy Foams can be incredibly collectible and rare. There's a skeleton. There's some monster ones that are absolutely beautiful. I think if you look on my Instagram or if you go dig up my my old Flickr page, you can see the whole collection of them. There's probably like 20 or 25, probably more than that. It's probably like 30 or 40 different if you like count the superhero ones. I never counted those. I've never collected those. Soap, more soap. This is a super weird one. Get a couple of bar soaps. Rocky of Rocky and Bullwinkle soap from the Fuller Brush Company. I don't know what the deal on this one is. I don't know. I never figured that one out. But, here it is. East Hartford, Connecticut, made in the USA. Fuller Brushman making Rocky soap. I don't know what that means. And one of the other big soap things you can collect are Soaky figural soap containers. I never collected those. Colgate's Peter Pan Beauty Bar. Cute. This is a classic. Tubble. So inside are like 4 little pouches of bubble bath liquid. This is a product that cannot have lasted long. The graphics are absolutely beautiful, but what a sort of worthless product. You could take 4 baths and then you throw the whole thing away. But that was the thing, is you'd make a product, you'd put like this incredibly compelling box art on there, and maybe sell a couple 100,000 over the course of 6 months, and then they go, products that people never come back to. And so with some of these other bubble bath things, they would make like these kitty color. So these would have probably been in like some sort of little box set of bubble bath, which would be given as a gift or whatever. And then inside would be all these little pouches, one use pouches. And they would do a lot of character ones. Palmolive did with all the Soakies, but these ones are kind of interesting because they are from the Alice in Wonderland Rexall Drugs cartoon. So Rexall Drugs was a drugstore that we used to go to every once in a while. And there's lots of beautiful Rexall signage out there. And they did a special that Hanna-Barbera made, which was basically kind of a big commercial. And it was Alice in Wonderland. So these are little pouches of bubble bath. So they must have made a little boxed bubble bath set to go with that thing. And somehow I ended up with those. I have no idea where they came from. I've had them for a million years. And oh, here's another one, little flying clipper color bubble bath. And I'm sure these things were, they'd make them very colorfully packaged to sort of entice kids going into the Rexall to try and convince their parents that it was a good idea that they got those things. One other sort of soap related is the bouncing Looney Bubbles, which, did John Cristofalusi do this drawing back in 1963? I don't know. And basically it's just, it's just a thing of bubbles. And I think the idea was, is there a little wand in here? I don't know. Let's see if we can get this open. We'll crack this open, because I don't know why. Let's see what's inside here. Oh man, this is incredibly generic, isn't it? Oh, look at that. Oh, I see. This thing, that big header thing, is the bubble bouncer. I'm gonna tear this thing when I do this, but whatever. We gotta do it for science. Oh, look at that. So this is the bubble bouncer. Actually, look at this. You put this sock. They've cut a sock, and you put the sock on there, and this is the bubble. So you plunge this in there, you blow bubbles, and then they come out, and then you pop them with the sock. That's Looney Bubbles. The bouncing Looney water bubble will not stain. I'll put that together. Put that back together later. Where are we at? We're at sponge time. We've gotten to the sponges. We've reached the sponges. There are a series of collectible sponges that there's only 2 people that collect them. It's me and Randy Jones. And they're these DuPont sponges. And look at that little cat. Look at that cute little kitty baby doing doing dishes. Oh, he's so cute. And there's nothing more cool than a sealed sponge from the 60s. And then there's also More industrial ones. Genuine DuPont sponge. This is the giant size. And I think Randy has 2 other sizes. So I think there's a total of 4 of these guys to find. I don't know if he has the pink one. I know he has all 3 of these big yellow ones. I think this is the biggest one. And then there's 2 other sizes. And each one has a different animal. I'm like, so cool. And I mean, look at that art. The art on both of these, I've had this for 25 or 30 years. It's just beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Sponges. Now we're going to do some more householdy kind of things. Dixie Brittle cups. At one point, I think I had 7 or 8 different boxes of these. Now I'm just down to this one. Sealed, full, 1971. That's a childhood memory for me. Don't fall over. They also made Knock Knock cups. I think they made Magic Trick cups. The green box is like Magic Tricks. And I mean, the art is fairly hideous, but what are you going to do? Dottie Doeskin tissues. Cute little character. Lunch bag square bottoms. Lunch bag square. Kind of SpongeBob SquarePants joke. That is freaky as hell. Freaky as hell. Greasy kid stuff. I don't know why this is in here. Because I don't have a whole hair care. We don't have a whole. But this thing's still full. It's separating in there. That's why it lives in a little bag. Kleenex boutique tissues. I don't collect a lot of toilet paper, but this one I kept because of the avocado green. Bactine. Just look at that cool little kid's face. Just that's, there's plain design and then there's really nice plain design. Just like this is plain, but it's just right. Bug light bulbs with the the bug being the bulb. Just really cool. Let's see what else we got in here. The Baggy's alligator. This is just the scraps and remnants of a box. And then the Baggy alligator was he also did trash bags. And the Baggy's alligator is another thing where it's just like almost a bad drawing, but almost a great drawing. It's like kind of wavers right there in the middle for my tastes. Polly sacks, nice little parrot. And so this would have been, like that. But I flattened it down at some point because that's the thing I do. Little Scout hickory chips. I think this was another one of those boxes that was having a lot of trouble, so I just liberated the front panel so I could keep that and not just have something that's completely disintegrating on me. Another thing that's hard to sort of deal with, the wraps that went around paper towels. This one is, of course, for Mr. Big. Here he is on the back, Mr. Big, and as you can see, all those different products that Mr. Big did. What's going on here? Nice and soft with little softy, I think her name is. Crown Zeller box product. Oh, nice little Mr. Clean press photo. Glass wax whistle sign. Flair 5 Fum, which was a set of colored pens from Flair. I think I have some more pen stuff. I guess I didn't pull out all my pen stuff. Larry Lepage 60 stuff invisible mending tape. At one point I had like a little kit of this stuff, and there were 2 of these tapes in there. So I kept one of them. Be a friend, join his sticky stuff club, get all this stuff. Does anybody have that? And here's an earlier Larry Lepage, or Lepage's thing with another little guy. Okay, that is the end of that. The last 10 minutes, cat food, dog food, which is mainly dog food. And like I said, labels, Sunny Boy, Pard, Ideal, Puss in Boots cat food. And if you go on eBay, there's lots of cat food labels, cat and dog food labels, but they're usually just the same few. This one's really neat. Tabby. Those are cool little cats. I like those little cats. Friskies. Everyone remembers Friskies. And then this one, just a little scrap of this one, but it's cute. Libby's dog food. Hi-Fi. Who remembers Liver Snaps? Kind of a Hanna-Barbera sort of the Bugs Bunny, a little bit Hanna-Barbera, a little bit the Bugs Bunny sheepdog going on there. This one's, once again, this is the strangest thing. I didn't cut it like this. It's a weird Hearts Mountain Dog Yummies dog treat uncut box, but like just cropped in the weirdest way. I like this. It's a nice little dog illustration. A nice old Friskies box, which I really like the color scheme on this one. Just a real, you can get away with having a brown box on dog food. Not a lot of other products do you get to have this nice brown with the yellow, and the pop of blue, white, black, boom, just like really primal. And then these guys are Milk-Bone dog biscuits, small with the poodle, medium with the beagle, and the collie does the large box. Funny thing is that they're all pretty much the same size. The small one's a little bit smaller, and they're like a pound 6 ounces, pound 10 ounces, pound 10 ounces. So this box would last you a while. At one point, I had a bunch of flats of these. These are from '63 Nabisco. I just got down to one set. This is a really neat Flavor Snacks bag. I was always fascinated with the color of these as a kid. Like a dog needs 6 different flavors. Extra meat, extra skim milk. It's like, yeah, sure. I posted the fetch on Instagram. I think probably some of you saw that. Just talk about a design. This is a design. Just really paper cutout weirdness. Construct your own font. And we put weird dogs on the side. He's doing a weird thing on the back. Oh yeah. And in case you were wondering when you're supposed to feed your dog, dog dinner, hunt club. Once again, it's I don't think dogs being colorblind don't really notice what color their food is for the most part. But what a neat, back when they do this beautiful painting of the food. Crave, just one of the classics of the cat food market. And the last one, probably my favorite of these, the Girl Pup T-Bone Form dog biscuits. Kind of shaped like T's, kind of shaped like Y's, kind of shaped like the cartoon dog's head. And that looks like it's the bottom of the box. We made it through all those different categories in one day. It's hot out there. It's muggy. I don't know where you're at, but here in California, we're having a little bit of a heat wave. We're having terrible fires, which sucks. And that will bring us to the end of this episode. Good looking. You know, but what do I go back to? I go back to my sponge. You know, as I've said on here many times before, you know, I have a lot of collections. I have too much stuff, as I'm sure you're all very aware. But, you know, I could never get rid of this. It's like they're going to open the casket, throw this sponge in, and that'll be the end of me. So, thank you, everybody. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Anna. Thanks, Global Pop Culture. Thanks, Todd. Lisa H. V Culture. Got a lot of cultures going on. Nito Coolville. Thank you for hanging around for this silliness. Next week, I think we're going to do chips and crackers. And, yeah, we're winding down. I'm running out of categories. Running out of categories because I have a lot of stuff, but I don't have that much stuff. So we'll see you all next time. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Dan Goodsell, and this has been Krazy Kids Food Live.